Yeah, thank you folks for coming. Okay, I appreciate it. You know, you all know I'm 81 years old. But, a lot of things interest me. So I could talk on many different subjects. And that's one thing that you folks can get from my channel that you don't get on other channels. Uh, you know, at 81 years old, I'm a busy guy. I try to stay busy. Thank you. I haven't been there. Support me. Folks, when you come in here, please like, subscribe, and hype me, okay? And whatever you can. All right, you all know me. I'm Ori Spado, the accidental gangster. From the church salesman to Hollywood fixer, okay? And I have a wonderful book that you folks should be reading, okay? If you're not reading it, what are you waiting for? All right, it's available wherever you buy fine books. Wanted to share that. Folks, if you're like me, you drive around town, you turn on the radio, you turn on your TV, you go to a YouTube channel, all right, you're on the internet. What do you see? Lawyer after lawyer will get you more money, you in an accident, okay? Now, the biggest one is Morgan and Morgan. They're huge, they're all over the country. But no matter what you do, drive around Los Angeles, Billboard, Jacoby and Jacoby. Folks, all that advertising costs an awful lot of money. And you, if you get in an accident, you call a lawyer. Ultimately, you're the one paying for that advertising. See, everything comes back to us, one way or the other. Okay? Uh, but And then the other thing, it freaking annoys the shit out of me. You're driving in the car, got your radio on, you're listening to some good music, all right, boom, a commercial comes. So you hit the button to go to another channel. Okay, boom, they got an advertisement. Boom, you go to another channel. They got an advertisement. Folks, all these, I don't know how they do that, but all these radio channels, all right, are owned by different companies, but yet they all put their advertisements on at the same time. Rock fan, you asked me the question, do I still autograph books? Yes, I do. Okay, and if you want an autograph book, go to my website and a profile, okay, and Mandy's got it down there where you just click on what Mandy puts, all right, and it'll bring you to my website. And you should take a look at my website, folks. There's a lot of information there that I don't tell you about me, but it's up there. Okay? So, I so please, go there. That's where it's the only place you can buy an autograph book. No place else. Okay? And I sign them myself. I mail them myself. Everything I do by myself. Like this morning. Yesterday I had my carpets cleaned. Today I cleaned everything, I polished my furniture, I washed my clothes. Do it all myself, folks. Who could afford a maid nowadays? They want more money, okay? And I do a better job, trust me, okay? But I'm not doing anybody else's place. So, folks, I want to tell you how all this began. I call these lawyers ambulance chasers. I know personally a lawyer in upstate New York who used to be a great criminal attorney. And you can read about him in my book. I tell you about him because I retained him, paid him a lot of fucking money on my first indictment, you know? And folks, forgive me because I do say the word fuck sometimes, okay? And I got one person that criticizes me for it, alright? But anyways, become a multimillionaire. He, and you want to know the whole story, he was told he could not practice criminal law anymore. And who told him that? It's in my book. It's a guy that I was friends with for 50 years. So figure it out, okay? But let's talk about how these lawyers, all right, if you've been in an accident, you know these lawyers get 33 and a third percent, okay, of what they get for you. If they get you 100 grand, they get 33 and a half thousand dollars, okay? When did this begin? Because lawyers, we think, all right, should be professional. You know, back in the days, you needed a lawyer. You had a lawyer in your neighborhood or something. They practiced everything. But now you got different lawyers who are better at certain things than other lawyers. But let's go. The U.S. Supreme Court approved advertising for lawyers on June 27, 1977, in the landmark case of Bates versus State Bar of Arizona. The court ruled that attorney advertising is commercial speech protected by the First Amendment, overturning a 69-year-old American Bar Association ban. Now, the American Bar had a ban, okay? While advertising is permitted nationwide, it's highly regulated by state bars to ensure ads are truthful and not misleading. And here is a quick timeline of how all this marketing began. 1908 is when the American Bar enacted the canons of professional ethics, condemning attorneys' advertising as undignified and placing an absolute ban on it. And then 1977, our Supreme Court changed it. By the way, speaking of the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, did you see, I gotta tell you, did you see what Trump said about the Supreme Court justice that he appointed? My God, he had to piss them off to no end. I'm sure that they all seen it. No, man, you don't want to talk about Orange today. Well, how can you help but not? He's got his mug on TV all the time. Holy shit. In 1984, the New Jersey Supreme Court became one of the first state courts to approve radio and television advertising. And you all know present day. You know, folks, these lawyers are making serious money. It's like, on YouTube, every other advertisement is from a lawyer. And, at the end of the day, they don't need many cases in a single year to make an awful lot of money. Okay? Now, I don't know what the average, but let me tell you how it works. Okay? Now, you think you hire the lawyer, but you know who does the work? Their assistants, the people who work in their office. Those are the people who do the work. Okay? The lawyer knows when he takes the case roughly how much he's going to be able to make a settlement for. Okay? Now here's how it works. Okay, in most states, you carry automobile insurance, and the minimum mandatory is you got to have $15,000. Okay? That's all the insurance company's going to pay out. Now, I want to tell you a situation that happened to yours truly, me. This happened, well, I had my company, American Check Guarantee Company, at the time. And I just got a new car. I just got a new car that was delivered to me. And I'm sitting in my office, okay? I took a ride in it, of course. I sit in my office, and I get a call from the Los Angeles Police Department. Mr. Spado, do you drive? It was a Chevrolet Beretta I bought at the time. Okay, nice car. I loved it. Yeah, I do. I said. They said, were you on such and such? And I said, no, sir, I wasn't. I said, I drove past it. I said, it's off of La Cienega Boulevard. He said, yeah. I said, yeah, but, I said, I was just driving down La Cienega. He said, sir, you're going to be sued. He said, well, let me tell you, okay, this guy that's going to put in the lawsuit, so I'm making the cops are giving me a heads up. All right? This guy's a con. He's been doing this sort of thing. Okay? We see him in the gym. He's working out. There's nothing wrong with him. He said you drove over his foot. Folks, if I go over somebody's foot, I'm going to stop. Okay? It's simple as that. Okay? I'm not going to keep going. All right? And then sure as shit, boom, one night a knock on my door. I'm served papers being sued. I give it to my insurance company. I tell my insurance company what the police said. You fight this guy. I said, I don't want to pay this. But you know what, folks? No matter what you tell your insurance company, you got no control over it. Okay? So here's what happened. All right? I went out. Their officers, my lawyers were out, and that represented the insurance company were out in Glendale. Now, the insurance company retains lawyers. So they got to pay that lawyer hourly. So that lawyer does not want to settle the case quickly. All right? Now, your lawyer wants to settle it quickly if he could, but the other lawyer is going to put it off, stall, stall, and stall, and then they'll make a settlement towards the end when they can't stall no more. Okay? And the reason they do that, all right, remember this, because you all might have been had accidents and sued the insurance company, okay? Then you know that, it's not overnight settlements, okay? Although the lawyers are going to make you think it is, it's not, okay? It's a game, a dog and pony show, like everything else, okay? Because hey, look at these lawyers, they're getting $500 to $1,000 an hour. All right, and boy, they're going to make that go as long as they could. And then, and when they do make the settlement, and they made a settlement with this guy of $15,000, which was the minimum. Do you know why they paid him the 15,000 the minimum? Because if they went to court, it would have cost the insurance company more to go to court and fight it. So they rather pay off. So some people just make a racket of doing the kind of shit that happened to me with this guy. That guy got 15 grand. I never seen him. I don't know who the hell he is, and I never rode over his goddamn foot. Okay? And that's how it goes. And I think the American Bar Association was correct and not having lawyers be able to advertise. Keep them professional, okay? But now it's just the game that they're playing, And I'm tired of seeing all these advertisements. And then you see these guys, they got guys and gals. Yeah, I talked to my friend told me I was involved in an accident. They offered me $3,000. My friend said, don't take it. Go over here. They only ask you a few questions, okay? And they'll get you money. And me, oh, I did that there, and I ended up getting $93,000. Okay? You all seen the ad. You know what I'm talking about. Okay? And another thing, folks, you see all these doctors and lawyers that are advertising on YouTube and social media and other places. Okay? It is a scam. Leon Knight. It is a scam. And that's just another scam. Some people do that constantly and make money all the time. People fall in grocery stores on purpose. Okay? They do. Because they make a settlement. Then that company, that grocery store is going to make a quick settlement. Because there you are, laying on the floor in their grocery store. They got the cameras, you got 100 other witnesses that seen it. So that, there's so many things happening in this world. But folks, a lot of these proclaim people to come on advertising. You gotta be careful, okay? I always check them out and see who's doing, because a lot of those doctors and lawyers are AI generated. They're not real doctors. Look at folks. I don't know real doctors that are going to go, all right, on YouTube every single day. They don't have, real doctors don't have the time, and your good lawyers don't have the time, okay? You got some good lawyers out there, but they're far and few in between, okay? Yeah, Agent Orange, I just talked about, all right, the slip and fall racket at grocery stores. They're getting tougher, no question. Thank you, Peter Rick. God, I hope that God is with us every day, and He is. Okay? Mm. I wanted to share that with you folks today. All right? It's a beautiful day here in California. Sun is shining. I took a little walk. I'm not walking as far as I used to. And you know what, folks? I'm going to say the word, and then my feed is going to be full, okay, of different things on Ozempic. It's really, I'm shocked because I told you all that my doctor put me on Ozempic. And I get tired, I get constipated, I get every goddamn reaction that they say, okay? But then when I go through and I'm scrolling on YouTube, every other thing is about Ozempic. How they do it just by picking up it astounds me, okay? I'll never quite understand it. But, I wanted to share that with you today. Anybody got any questions? Ask me a question, all right? You got to be careful in the sun with that Ozempic. It says if you, another thing, I know I read about it, but it helps addicts and alcoholics somehow, some way. I don't know how, but it does. I think it changes your whole metabolism in such a way. Uh, I don't feel like I always do. Look, I got more energy today. Okay? Uh, Negative mental health that I can't cope with. Hmm. Somebody wrote the way. I don't blame you, folks. I mean, I'm getting tired of watching the crap that we're getting now across our social media. TikTok, I gotta be honest with you. TikTok's horrible. Okay? I mean, what the fuck? Who wants to go watch these girls singing, using a guy's voice, dancing? They want to show you their boobs. Okay? And the guys go booms. They follow, subscribe, they'll spend their money. All right? Because every guy thinks he's got a shot with her. And then what about these women? Okay? They talk about different sexual things. All right? And they're getting millions of followers. And guys are going, it's all guys. Okay? Just a bunch of horny guys that think they're going to get that girl. All right? And that girl is probably more than likely AI. Okay? Some guy in the background is doing the whole thing so that he can make money. I don't make a freaking nickel on TikTok, and I got 86,000 followers. Not a nickel do I make. I don't make anything here. But I know I got a following over here. I love you people, so I keep doing it over here. All right, but those who follow me on TikTok, you know, I haven't done a live there since the new owners took over. Okay, I mean, shit, people got millions of followers on YouTube. Yeah, who is Bonnie Blue? I don't know who it is. Okay, I don't know who it is. All right. Thank you, Breskar, telling people smash that like button. Smash that like button. Okay? Oh, I've been on TikTok for a while. I don't even know how in the world I got 86,000 followers over there. Okay? Uh, I'm also on Instagram and I'm on Facebook. Okay? Thank you, Kelp. Thank you. I appreciate that. God loves you also. God loves everybody. Okay, folks. So what do you want to talk about? Okay, I told you about lawyers. Not much more to tell. You know, there's a list out of the most the most untrustworthy professions. Okay, and lawyers, I think, are number one. Used car, they beat out used car salesmen. Hello, Ashton, how you doing? All right. Folks, now, you know, I'll just go back to what the lawyers do. So now, boom, you see the lawyer's ad, you were just in an accident, pick up the phone, you get to talk to the lawyer once. After that, you're talking to the people who work in his office. Okay? And, but who, you could handle that situation yourself. If you want to go bankrupt, you can do your own bankruptcy. You don't need a lawyer. Folks, if you study, find out you don't need a lawyer. Okay? But I'm going to tell you, okay, what's the most time consuming thing of anything legal is doing the paperwork. And that's what the lawyers get paid for. Okay, their staff does the paperwork. You know, you got to have court appearances, dockets, and all this shit. Okay? But folks, I told you before, and I'm going to tell you again. Any of you in financial trouble, if you call a lawyer and you want to file bankruptcy, it's going to cost you 2,500 to 5,000 if you're lucky. Okay? That's something that you can do yourself. And here I'm going to recommend, I highly recommend you call Mandy. Like I said, the paperwork is the toughest thing of it all. But with Mandy, you pay her one flat fee, and she'll work with you on the payments, and then she'll get the paperwork ready, and you go to the courtroom in your area, and all you gotta do is file it. So keep that in mind. Don't forget Mandy on that situation. Okay? You got $100 fine for making a police car look like a derby car. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You painted a police car? Huh? I don't know. All right, everybody. If you need Mandy, she put her Gmail up there. Okay, that's how you get in touch with her. All right. You know, folks, honestly, I want to lay down on my couch here and take a nap, but it's 1:30. I know if I take a nap at this hour, then I'll be up all night. All right. So I can't do that. You were drunk, Ivan? Hey, man, folks. I want to talk about getting drunk. Let me tell you a story, folks. Happened to me. Now, back in the day, I drank Chivas Regal on the water with uh, splash of soda and a lemon twist. Okay? And I could sit out, I can go out, I could drink all night, one at a time. Right after my daughter was born, my cousin and I were going to Syracuse taking real estate courses to get our license. And real estate, this was 1967. I'll never forget this. So we stopped at my other cousin. My cousin and I, we got back to Rome. We stopped at my other cousin. He owned uh, a go-go club. It was called a go-go club. Remember go-go clubs? Okay, where you had dancers. All right, and where we are, we're at the bar. And my cousin says, "I'll bet or he could drink a whole bottle of scotch. He could drink it, and now money's going to cost the bar." And I promised my wife, because she just got home with a baby. Well, I promised her that right after school I would come home to take care of my daughter. All right? Oh, I'll tell you about Montreal sometime, my friend. Yes, I've done things in Montreal. Okay? Now, so now I'm worried. I got to get home. I promised my wife, and Johnny Demore was tending bar. So I had, you know those metal mixers when they mix a drink they put in there? I had Johnny fill that up with Chivas Regal. And I took it. I drank it all down. After that, I don't remember shit. Now, a couple guys had to take me home. Mike Tarduno and another guy, big, tough guy. They took me home. And when they brought me into my house, I just, boom, and I just hit the floor. I was vomiting like crazy. Needless to say, for over a week, my wife now had to take care of me. Folks, I didn't know it. I could have died. I'm lucky I'm alive. Okay? I'm lucky I'm alive. Boy, my wife never forgot that. Trust me. Oh, and I never forgot it. I barely drink nowadays. Okay? But yeah, I, I, yeah, I'll never forget that. Oh my God. How stupid was I? See, people don't know. Until you do it, then you find out, man. It was a rude awakening for me. Okay? Now, don't be sorry, Christian, though. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you for those cups of coffee, folks. I just had my espresso, give me a little energy. You know, somebody asked me about Montreal. I spent a lot of time in Montreal. Uh, beautiful city, beautiful city. And someday I'll tell you some stories about it. And the Loomis are very good people. No, there's a lot of good people in Montreal. Chris Hogan. Chris Hogan. Is that your name? Yeah. That's the name I could say there. Folks, you know, I would appreciate it. There's a lot of things that I could talk to you about without talking about the Orange Man. Okay? Mandy don't like talking about the Orange Man. And I can't blame her. Okay? But I gotta tell you something. I did not watch the UFC fights yesterday. Alright? Did any of you watch the UFC fights? At the way it seemed like there were a lot of people there. Huh? And Beverly Hills Cameron, Paulie Shore. Yeah, you know, you almost got hit. Ray Hunty. Thank you so much, my friend. RF Hunty. Okay, thank you. Folks, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Because you never know what subject I'm going to come out and start talking about. I promised you I was going to talk about prostitution because I'm well versed in prostitution. Okay? And we're going to save that maybe for tomorrow. Mandy, remind me. Okay? I want to see, for those folks that are here, you want to know about prostitution? Okay? I know you all think it's just, I, I'll tell you about how I use the girls to build up several businesses. Okay? It should be legal. It should be legal. Prostitution should be legal. Okay? I don't know if it's still take them off the streets. But, you know, I knew Heidi's fights, folks. I know Alexander Hollandfield in New York, Xavier. Okay? I knew the biggest madams in the country. Weed is legal here in California, Busker, but not federally. Not why are they so afraid? You know what they're waiting for the federal? So when they can make the freaking money and take that money that's being earned in weed away from everybody else. Just like they did with alcohol. Okay? Oh, if you're in Tennessee, forget about it. It's never going to get because you got all your bourbon companies in Tennessee. All right? They'll never make weed legal there. All right. Bessler, and you talk about it's cheaper on the black market here in Los Angeles too. Okay, and you get better quality. All right. What they done? Okay. See, you go into one of these weed stores, you buy $50 worth of something. You're not getting the good stuff. You got a guy on the corner, $50. He's going to give you twice as much. Where are you going to go? All right. It's federally illegal. Why? Okay. What's this? TikTok, YouTube, subject to ban. Oh, yeah. America first. The ban social media for kids. Okay? Well, we don't have any kids over here. Yeah, Buster. How much a pack of cigarettes over there in England? Okay? In Los Angeles, they're 11, 12 bucks. Okay? New York, it's like 20 bucks. But they're using it to do digital ID and messed up. Hmm. Hey, folks, thank you for the likes. Got me to 50. Keep it going, okay? Why you stop on the likes? So, folks, I want you to do, I want you to send me a message, okay? And there's on TV record consumer debt. Everybody's got financial problems except for Donald Trump. He's going to give 300 billion to Iran so they can restructure. He's only give them the money back, and then he wants to tell how he won the war. Okay. Oh boy, folks, I just can't take this shit anymore, and I can't make it up. I'll tell you, it's happening in front of your eyes. Okay. And you know what it does, folks? You know what it does? All this bullshit that we're seeing. It makes us not want to go and even vote. Okay? It's like we're wasting our freaking time to vote. Okay? Look at what happened in Los Angeles. They got pictures, they got video. But Karen Bass and the other one, what's her name? Ramika or whatever her name is, are going to homeless shelters and paying these homeless people $2 or $4 and have them register to vote. They got pictures of it. It's happening. It ain't bullshit. Oh, Trump took corruption on a level. Look, they all corrupted. Biden was corrupted. Obama was corrupted. They all. I don't care what side. I don't give a shit about either side anymore. Okay? So I don't go with this red and blue bullshit. Okay? Democrat or Republican. All right? Some people just gave their whole fucking life involved. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. What? Why don't you be yourself? You ever think about just being yourself and being happy? Or you want to keep that negative energy in your body? Okay? I know who Dragna was. That's absolutely hillbilly. Okay? Bloods and Crips. Well, they're better than our government. I'll tell you that much, my friend. Okay? We're being robbed left, right, and they're doing it in front of us. Right in front of us. And we can't do a thing. Not one freaking thing can we do. Okay? Yeah, they're going to have these people investigated here in Los Angeles. Okay? Folks, for 24,000 votes. One night, 24,000 votes come in to the where they count the votes. 24,000. Not one single one was for Pratt. Pratt or Platt is it? Okay, I don't know much about him either. Okay, I really don't care. I gotta be honest. I'm not in Los Angeles. I'm in Beverly Hills. But I have to talk about this. Okay, because it's quite annoying that they got videos of this shit. Those people should be able to be picked up, put in freaking jail right away for what they did. Yo, but they won't. They won't go to jail. If it was you, if it was me, I'd be in jail already. They put me in jail, no questions asked. Go take care of your friend, Chris. Thank you. Uh, Doug, I do lyncher. How do I stand? I can't stand it no more. I gotta be honest with you. I spoke to my son. Okay, we might be leaving. All right, and going to Florida. Somebody, hillbilly, you know your history. Yeah, Pete Milano ran the family out there for decades. He's dead. Oh boy, I could tell you stories about him. Okay. I'll probably go to the Palm Beach area in Florida. My other son lives in Palm Beach Gardens. Either there or to Fort Lauderdale. But other people want me to go up to Naples, so I got a very dear friend invited me to Naples. I got to take a trip pretty soon, folks. I just got a few other things in my business I got to handle, and then I'm going to take a trip and make a decision. But no matter where I go, I'll be here for you. Okay? Thank you, Captain Ray. How fast do they occupy me? Immediately, Agent Orange. There's no rentals in the building that I'm in. Okay? And I rent for Don Sterling. You all know who Donald Sterling is. He owns just Rexford Drive. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have said that. One, two, three, four, five buildings. Just five buildings on one street that he owns. Okay? You drive around Beverly Hills, building after building is owned by Don Sterling. Okay? He hasn't been a bad landlord for me, I gotta be honest with you. Okay? But, I'm not a hard guy to get along with. When I need something, they normally do it and get it done. Okay? When I pay my rent on time, first of the month. Boom. Like clockwork. Never been late, never bounced a check. Lester, you been to Cuba? I hear Cuba's a good place. At least the people are good people. Okay? That's Trump's next stop. Oh, folks, you gotta laugh at all this crap. You gotta laugh, all right? Of all the shit that Donald Trump's doing, they're getting away with it, all right? Yeah, he's having a great week, folks. On Friday, the stock market shot up. Today, boom, it went up again, all right? Yeah, the stock market, folks. Trump's playing it like a fiddle, and he's making billions, okay? And people want to complain that was making millions. No, Trump took it to a new level, all right? And he don't give a shit. And he already said it. You heard him. He doesn't care about the American people hurting financially. He cares about the war in Iran. He cares. He's in love with Bibi Netanyahu. Do they have a thing going here or what? Okay? God damn, it just gets crazier and crazier the more you get into it. Sorry, Mandy, I can't stop talking about the Orange Man, who I voted for. Who I voted for. Okay? So I feel like he personally screwed me. Michael West, I'm on meds. I'm 81 years old. I'm a diabetic. I got heart problems. Okay? Am I on meds? Alright? What kind of question is that? Kevin, you like the everybody loves that picture. It's by Antoine Blanchard, French artist. He's got the good perks. I knew Carlo Marcello. I met him at his headquarters where he used to take meetings at the Colonnade Hotel in New Orleans. People, you want to keep throwing these freaking names at me, okay? They're in my book, the people that I knew, okay? I got history. I go back to Frank Costello, Russell Buffalino, Carlo Marcello, Sonny Frank Shades, Jimmy Cacci. Somebody mentioned that name, Pete Milano. Okay? Joe Tadar out of Buffalo. Okay? Folks, here, here's their pictures. Okay? All right, what about Joey Pyle in London? Okay? There's Jimmy Cacci, Joe Tadaro, Buffalo. All right, do I know people? Yeah. I don't talk about this gangster shit. What do I got to talk about my past life for? But you people like, they hear they shit. It's just beyond me. You didn't live the life. You don't know a fucking thing about it except for what you watch in the movie, which is bullshit. You just don't know unless you were in the life. You got these guys, these idiot rats, all over YouTube talking about they killed this guy, they tell you how they cut the body up, okay, and they do all that stuff, okay, and they get away with it, okay, and they got millions of followers, and you can't hit the subscribe button for me, who never read it. All right, that's the kind of world we live in. You love rats. You don't love real people. All right? And that's why I get pissed off, folks. Okay? Ivan, thank you so much. This Ivan is a great guy. Mandy, isn't he? Okay, he's telling the people to subscribe. I hope they're paying attention. Okay? Yeah, folks. Certain things upset me, okay? I try to live for tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day, okay? Yesterday was history. Tomorrow is another day. I'm so happy that I woke up this morning on this side of the green. Do you know what I mean when I say I woke up on this side of the green? It means the Lord has given me another day on this earth. And I'm grateful for each and every day that I'm given here. And I recommend you all learn to be grateful. Be happy you're here. Okay? Be happy you're here. Do nice things for other people. All right? Don't wish bad stuff on other people. I don't. I don't hate nobody. I might like or dislike, but there's a difference. I don't carry around hate. Hate's the worst thing. It will destroy you more than the people that you claim you hate. And on that note, folks, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, leave me a comment of what you want to hear me talk about tomorrow. Okay? I thank you all so much. God bless you all. All my love and respect to you all.